I need a hoodie with Crowdin. I see it. Yeah.
It's even a bit outdated. I would say we have very big expectations for the feature.
Andrei, today we talk about a couple of new updates from the latest releases from last month. You have been super active again, like always. Every month we have a long list of points in the newsletter. What do we focus on today?
Yes, there are a few topics, a few main topics. I would say that this month's update was quite technical, and again, it's quite AI centralized. Of course, it's not everything about AI, but again, yes, AI allows us to produce more and more features that allow you to be more productive, and yes, they simplify life so you can more concentrate on quality and delivery speed and so on.
Absolutely. And we have seen something about terminology. We will touch terminology today.
Yeah.
We will touch the context harvester control line tool, which is a little bit technical, and I can advance. There's no need to go super straight in because it's too technical.
Also, yeah.
And there's a great video.
There is a video. Yes, I also wanted to mention that this tool is in that it's quite it's a tool for developers that allows them to easily integrate with their code. And in short, the idea of Harvester is that it can analyze your files. It will add these descriptions. It will help you to generate context for your strings, because somehow it's so smart that it knows that this button, it's a button, and it may even tell you where exactly this button can be found. And for this month's Harvester update, what we did is this context check. So in short, the idea here is that AI will be able to highlight strings that potentially can be considered as blind strings or strings that human cannot translate because they will need to guess. So it will be a signal for you that you have to add more context yourself, because even AI is not able to do so. So it's a pointer for you that you have to add a screenshot, for example. For the string, add some text description yourself, and that will guarantee that you won't it won't be some lottery or something, but everyone will know in any language that this string means this. So
absolutely, because I have seen the video here. This is the video from here. This is a guy. Crowdin AI Context Harvester Quick Guide and Demo. This is really, it's technical on the one hand side, but it's also, he has a couple of examples, good examples, how it should look like. But he also, and this was something I got stuck and I wanted to discuss with you. You know, he mentioned, okay, so it's AI, it's not 100%. There's always some prompt engineering behind it. What is your early experience with it? How can our audience, the people who are watching this, how should they start?
Well, I think for now, I have a feeling that it's the thing that will require our team and client team to connect so we can make sure that it's configured properly. So it will help us to stay more connected with clients and we will learn together, because indeed it's very new and we have very big expectations for the feature, but still, yes, it's a feature that requires a lot of collaborations. That's what Crowdin is about. And I do believe that together we will find a way to make it even simpler. I hope that one day you won't even need to be a developer, that it's something that can be even triggered by any project manager with some small technical knowledge.
But is it true, Andriy, that you need to work directly on the files before as a developer before you can use this tool? There's no integration right now in the Crowdin interface, right? You have to work on your string file or whatever file it is.
Yes.
And then you work with a CLI tool, generate the context for each string, and then afterwards you upload it like always, like whatever file you have, with the addition that all the fields, or many of the fields, hopefully, are filled out with an explanation, with a context explanation, right?
Yes, as currently it's not The CLI tool. Mainly, for now, it's CLI tool that works with both Crowdin versions, but yes, it has to be configured with clients. And currently, I think the main idea why it works with files, because this way it's also able to analyze the code and understand what this button is, where it is used, in what places. We will, even for the future, I think this requirement will be kept. So the developers will have to connect it with the code, at least for now, because otherwise I don't even know how can we guess where this string with identifier save, where it is located without analysis of the code.
Absolutely,
But
because
who knows? Yeah, we can.
what you say is that to understand this, the file, the harvester will analyze all the code. So in the video, we have seen like a good code example, and the string we see in the interface, that is like the only part a translator sees with the hash key name. But behind this hash key, for those who haven't seen code yet, it is the whole code base. So how to define the function, how the button works, that it clicks, and then that happens. So this is what the context harvester sees and extracts all the context for it then.
Yes. And another update that was made for Harvester is that now we also allow you to add more, choose more providers. And here, the main reason I believe why it was done, because not everyone is using OpenAI. We have more and more clients who switch to Microsoft Azure OpenAI. Someone prefers Gemini. This is why by doing this, we give users a choice so they can decide what model to use and what provider to use.
Andriy, what's your favorite LLM so far? Is it OpenAI?
I would say so. Yes, because probably that's because I just simply got used to it. It was the first LM that I started using, and I use it often for all of my experiments. I'm not that well familiar yet with other providers, but I do see that, yes, there are clients who prefer this or this technology. But still, yes, looks like OpenAI is winner for now.
It is the one choice I'm using personally all the time. And I think this is like a brand, you get used to a brand like Starbucks. You go to Starbucks and then probably you don't go to some other stores. So yeah, this is a hook. Definitely. Is it okay if we just move on with another points, because you have so many things on the list? Do you want to show something specifically? Yeah.
Yes. For alignment, in short, it's a tool that using AI, we are now able to generate a glossary for you on the go. So people can work on translations, and AI behind the scenes, it will silently generate a glossary for you that can be later approved by manager. And this way you can generate a glossary. I will share my screen quick, and I will show you. I have very quick demo with simple project. It should be very fast. I hope I won't have this demo
I
effect
wanted to
again.
see the glossary part, definitely.
Let's see. I hope.
We have been working a lot this week with glossaries, and getting it right is so difficult, man. Especially if you have huge text volumes and then you have to select. So manual is really not an option. So whatever comes up, and I'm so excited to see, the different tools, how they tackle terminology now, and to see it now with you. That's just fantastic to see how Crowdin will get hands-on terminology and how you can assist us to do faster and better quality glossaries.
Yes, I truly hope that it will be indeed huge help with AI, because I found it very easy to set up, first of all. And what I also like, that you don't need to press lots of buttons. You just configure it, then you work on translations a bit, and in a while you can check the glossary and add something that you really need to your glossary. Idea is the following, that first you connect the provider that you wish. After that, you create a new prompt where you select this. We added a new alignment prompt. For now, there is a notice that for now, the thing is available only to clients with business plan, but at the same time, we do have plans to add the same feature to crowdin.com, to other plans. For now, it's only available on business. It's simple. We select alignment, we specify the name for this. I won't create it because I already have one. Oh, I can actually show you already created one. AI
Excellent.
alignment.
We use again the 4.0 Mini, which is our preferred model in Crowdin actually, because we are not dealing with any images, we are not dealing with multimodal. We don't need it. We can use the Mini, right?
But for glossary, I heard from my colleagues that for this glossary alignment, what works best for now from our experiments is O1 preview. It's something that I don't have linked with my account, unfortunately, but this one will also work, of course. Yes, and
this is because it's syncing.
Well.
It needs to sync a little bit more.
I say probably.
At the preview, it's thinking, and it's all the time.
There is some, I really don't know. I don't think that if I connect O1 preview, it will start working somehow better, but
we will see. You have to test it. You have to test it yourself.
Yes. And we connect the model. We can enable it in a batch in all projects by going to settings then, and here, if you enable alignment at this level, then it means that in all of your projects, it will be working and it will be analyzing all translations. It's I don't know. If you have many projects, I think it's something that you shouldn't use. It's better than to enable it for specific project. So when we go to settings AI, because we also have settings here, we have lots of settings.
This is on the project basis. Exactly.
Yes, we have to open project settings, and that's where we can also enable it. And I already have enabled. So we have alignment turned on. Now, when we go to the file, here I already did some translations. Now, even since I already have translations, I can show you. I think it will work. The only thing, I think that's because I did AI pre-translation here, so glossary for now is not failed, but we can try to add a translation. For example, I will do this. I will still use AI, but I will save it manually. It won't be a result of pre-translation, but I will select it, save it, and then with a little delay under terminology, we should see the term. It will be saved as a draft. Also now, yes, in Crowdin, here we go.
Okay,
so
wow.
We see that we translated these two words manually. The system learned. It somehow knows that quick in German. I don't even know how exactly it split that.
Yeah, this is something I wanted. I noticed straight away. You have two terms. It's quick start, two words, but it's one term. So okay, AI always requires some sort of control, right?
Yes, and now we also added. It was introduced probably in previous update, that now we have a meaning of draft glossary. So it means that currently we see that the term exists here, but someone needs to approve this draft.
That's good.
So you have to change the status to, for example, preferred or admitted. It means that a human needs to validate the translation. You can do this from here, but I find it more convenient if we go to glossary directly in Crowdin. So then we will see all drafts, and then you can make decisions what to make active, what you will probably remove. And then, yes, you get a glossary. While we talk about glossary, I wanted to show you another thing that was in our list. It's this simple term extractor application.
Mm-hmm.
It's in our marketplace. When we go to the store and search, you can just search for simple. Here it is. We changed this application's icon as well, so now it should work even twice faster, I believe. There's earlier it was some...
Does it hold some AI in the icon? Not yet.
Yes, not yet, but we should have these stars or what it is. Yes, it would be good improvement. And now we have it here. And the new mode that was added, because earlier we had quite simple approach. It's like some standard.
Options.
Yes, but now AI extract is available. That's also a thing that when you install this application, you will also immediately see that in your prompts, automatically, this prompt will be created. So you will only need to choose a model. Again, on the preview for some reason was recommended here, but I don't have it.
Folks out there, remember preview for all these strings.
Probably, yeah, I think that it will be switched from preview to just O1. Let's see, but yeah, it's changing. But yes, that one.
Now we are seeing the prompt, right? The prompt behind the simple term extractor.
Yes, you can customize it, of course. So it's customizable. For me, it worked even without any customization. So these rules that we have predefined are fine. But of course, you can adjust it. Probably you want to ignore certain words. You already know what you want to ignore. Like you don't want to detect some phrases with 2 words inside. So you can customize the prompt if needed according to your preferences. And then with a single click, we only need to select a prompt, nothing else. We don't put these boring numbers because, it's so here. I remember I was playing a lot with these numbers to find some accurate one. Here, it's simple. We selected, extract, and you see that I missed to select the project, of course. I was too fast, so I will do this now. And the glossary. Yes, now
everything ready.
Extract. Let's wait a bit. Well, I would say that it was faster for me earlier, but it still worked. And we can see that now it tells us all this top. It analyzes actually all strings of your project, but those most repeated words will be always at the top. And for example, here it tells me that I have camera repeated 2 times in my file, and that's indeed true. If I go open this file and look, we will see camera twice here in text. So yes, it tells us that here we have a repetition. So now with this action, I may be wrong, but probably even it may be also in progress that currently you know that you have to add it, you have to confirm it and add it yourself. We
discussed this last time. We saw the problem that managing a glossary and adding one by one, going into the window, there's a lot of clicks. So this is our joint call, right?
AI is just first step, but yeah, now we have new icon here, so we have to make it even better. And I will talk to developers probably in some future discussions. We will discuss exactly this batch add to glossary feature.
Now, right now, you go in, you click on the action item, you confirm the details, you select the language, the source language, you can add the target language and a definition and all the characteristics of a term.
Yes, and we then add it, and that's it. But if you indeed have existing translations, I think alignment is even better and simpler to use this AI alignment tool. So it will be also able to create a glossary for you, and then you can, of course, clean up some drafts that don't make sense for you and leave only those that are important and those that you want to keep in your glossary.
Good question. Does the system suggest translations as well? So let's assume this project has 5 languages, for example, and the alignment tool will flag, okay, Crowdin is a term. Crowdin won't be translated, but let's say whatever, gallery. So gallery is something, it's a term, and it comes a couple of times in our string files, and we want to add it. Is there a suggestion from AI as well, how to translate it?
There should be a suggestion. Yes, here I added quick. It's the word that we translated earlier, and you can see that it already tells us that how to translate it, because we have it in the glossary, and we have English and German. So now Crowdin suggests us how can we translate it. And as an extra thing that you can also use under settings, quality assurance, you can enable consistent terminology option. So this way we will also warn translators if they don't follow the glossary, and they will get, I think I enabled it. So now if I try to submit something else, it didn't work. That's because it was a draft, so it was ignored. But suggestions will be loaded. Recommended translations will be displayed.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, that's helpful. Again, to speed up the process, it will be very useful to generate translations as well, and then approves them on a fast way. So what is the workflow for this? This tool to be effective, you would have the translation already done, or would it be during the process?
So you need to have translations. They should be either added manually or even added as a result of pre-translation, but you need to have approval. Then alignment will be able to create a glossary for you with terms, and then you can check the glossary and make certain terms active and remove, because I'm sure that even if there will be O5 preview model or anything else, it will still do some mistakes. So we have to probably remove some glossary terms that were added by alignment, and then you will get a clean glossary with terminology that you need.
Got you. Nice terminology. We will have a lot of things to do this month, I think, to try this new feature. There's something you want to recommend to our listeners in terms of use? Any tip you have noticed from your experience now by using this tool?
Just not to be afraid to use new features and monitor the blog, monitor these updates. AI is changing almost every day, so it's definite. Even if everything works for you well, you see that your project is in Crowdin is still translated, it's still a good idea to check the blog or marketplace, because it never stops. We keep adding new applications, and I'm sure that there is always a chance, even if you feel that your current process is perfect, there is still some chance to make it better. That's what I want to recommend.
Full translation delay. Hey, what was that?
You know how Crowdin works. When you do translations, let's say you have a file and the file is fully translated. No, even one string is translated. You know that then this string is immediately available for proofreading. It's nice for mobile projects, for software projects, translation, but it's not very good for documents, because ideally you want some Word file or HTML or Markdown file to be fully translated. Only then you want to start its proofreading. So this step, what it enables you to do, it adds this delay. It will wait. If you started working on some file, nothing will be transferred to proofreading immediately, but we will wait till the file is accomplished. Here you can also specify what languages will be monitored. So you can even wait for all languages to be completed for the file, and only then you start proofreading.
Very cool.
Alternative ways to add cron delay. Let's say you can send new content because you are updating your project 10 times a day. Vendors, translators hate that when it's the end of their day.
Notifications all the time, and then billing is a big problem, huh?
Exactly, yes. So here with this cron, for example, you can add a delay, and for example, you can send new strings for translation, make them available for translation once a day, for example. That may be also good extension to workflows.
So basically, you would put this delay option as the first step of the process before translation?
I didn't test this one, to be honest, yet. I only played with this one, but yes, we can see that it actually works. So I connect.
So this is a super helpful feature, I would say, because it's one of the things that we as translation agencies always struggle with, because our clients don't want to have any minimum fees. It should go all without any problems. But on the other side, it's also true that a translator who logs in just for one string, it takes some time. It takes time. And then, as you mentioned before, if then a couple of hours later, he receives another one, then we have a problem. So it's not consolidated. It's a broken workflow. We spend too much time by getting into the system, getting out. So this feature seems to be very, very, very interesting for all those companies that want to control a little bit the costs for translators, and also help translators, translation managers to not over create work.
Yes, I I will also try to spend more time with testing this, but yes, it means that we now have a way to develop fast enough new workflow steps quite easily. And how it works, we again use these agents here. So it will be also like an agent, workflow delay agent. It will be another like a person. So of course it will never talk to you. It's silent manager who will operate with these delays.
Wow. Yeah, I love it. It's all about automation, right? Automation and control about the workflow. At the end, we want to avoid manual touch points and that the humans can concentrate as good as possible on the value-added features. Excellent. Andriy, is there anything else from this month's review you want to discuss?
We didn't even cover probably 20%, but time is running so fast. Final thing that I just wanted to mention with few words is this possibility to create cross tasks. And so idea is the following, that in any project that you have, you can enable task cross review. Here you can specify managers who will be involved. Idea is the following, that you may have multiple managers in the project, but when some task, translation or proofreading task is created, you want someone else from your team also to approve this task, because probably you work with a vendor and the task covers 10,000 words. It may be too expensive. So you want to have someone who will approve this task. When we enable it, now we can, during task creation, we will be able to select files that, in my case, I'm creating a translation task. So I specify that I want to translate it in German. And now we create it. And now these people who were chosen as these cross-check managers, they will be notified and they will need to approve this task. So no one will be able to start working on it until owner or this another manager, they have to approve the task. And only then content becomes available for translation or for proofreading. Currently, you see that now we have a new status for approval. So someone has to approve it.
So basically, the situation is that a localization manager can prepare tasks in the editor, but it's a manager who needs to approve it. Or it could be a manager then who is superior, who says, okay, the cost is approved, now let's go.
Exactly. And yes, you are right that even it can be even language coordinator. Even this role is also capable to create tasks. So yes, then it will be like language coordinator is creating tasks, but another manager or organization owner has to approve it, confirm that, yes, we want to do that.
Andriy, there's one more thing we haven't talked about yet. This is file context. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes. It's the final thing that I wanted to mention, that we indeed have added as well the possibility to use file context more efficiently. Earlier, it was only possible to add context to the file. You had to go to files, you had to open context, and here you could add some URLs, images, something that describes more the file. People what this file is about, where they can find some style guide to translate this file. We made it simply more visible to others because we added the feature, but almost no one was using it because almost no one goes to these file settings. Now it is here on the right. So you as a manager, if you see that translators often leave some same questions, they don't understand what is some, let's say they don't understand what this one is, you can have add file context from the right panel. There will be a corresponding icon, and here you can do basically the same, like this is mobile app file. Well, of course, this current context doesn't bring big value, but still we can see the idea that now everyone who access the editor, language doesn't matter, they will see this extra context available.
So in a day-to-day life, this is very useful because, as you mentioned before, it's a little bit hidden in the settings page, the context, but also context, if I remember right, is very important for AI pre-translation. So if you understand, if you
It's
write a
taken
good
into
description
account.
for your files, then the AI pre-translation will be understanding the context. And this is, again, fundamental for cost saving and speed.
Yeah, yes, I even forgot to mention about AI, but you are totally right. Yes, it may add at least 2% of quality to translations.
Both for human translator and AI translator, context is important. So having it on the right-hand side on the menu, just one click away from the strings. So when a localization manager reviews the strings, when they prepare the project, here it is. It's easy, it's hands-on, and you can write a small piece or a larger piece where you have more context around the file.
The limit is very high. There is still a limit, but it's probably 4,000 characters or even more. So you will definitely have enough
No problem.
space to provide enough context.
Wonderful. Hey, we have gone through tons of new stuff again. We can't cover everything here. It's almost half an hour we have discussed now. It was great to see and to discuss again with you things like the terminology tool, the context harvester, which is super interesting. Remember, here's the video. I put it in the show notes as well to see how this works in the code environment. And Andriy, that was excellent. Thanks a lot for your time again and for being here with me and our subscribers. As you might remember, this is a content produced by us, by Beluga, and we also work with Andriy on our Crowdin courses. So we will have a new course coming up very, very soon. With Andriy, we will talk about all this great stuff we see here on our show. We will go into details. We will try it out. You can ask your questions. So our courses are really a good way to practice what we see here on our channel. So with no further comments, Andriy, thanks a lot for being here.
Thank you, Jan.
And see you next month again with new hoodies.
I won't tell you what exactly is, but I hope for one feature, it should be a fantastic feature, but let's wait a bit.
Wow. Suspense. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.